Shanti. This is the meditation on the Murli of 13th of September 2025. Let us remind ourselves that it is the soul sitting inside the body, listening to Baba's words. Because Father is now making us soul conscious. We are receiving this knowledge of souls. Not a single person in this world has this knowledge, has this true knowledge of soul. How they can even think about Supreme Soul. It has to be through a body that this is explained to us. A soul cannot do anything without a body. We, the souls, know where we reside and whose children we are. We now know this accurately. All actors have a part here, and our intellect know this when the soul of different dharma, religion come here. The Father doesn't explain to us in details. He explains everything wholesale, and it means that He gives us such an explanation in just a second that we know everything about how our paths are recorded from the beginning of the Golden Age and to the end of Iron Age. We now know who the Father is and what His part is in this drama. And we also know that the Father is the highest on high, is the bestower of salvation for all, and the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. It can be said that birthday of Shiva is the highest, especially in Bharat. People celebrate his birthday. Baba now talks about the stamp, that there should be a stamp of the Father who is the bestower of salvation for all. If the Father didn't come at this time, how could there be salvation? The highest on high is Shiva Baba, the purifier. There are many temples to Shiva Baba on high places because He is the highest. Father comes Himself and makes us, people of the Bharat into the Master of Heaven. He grants salvation when He comes. Therefore, let there be a remembrance of the Father. He is highest on high. The highest on high temple is of Shiva, Somanath, Lord of Nectar. To indulge in vice, to use sword of lust is also violence. And Baba reminds us the difference between violence and non-violence. Lakshmi and Narayana are doubly non-violent, but the highest on high is Trimurti Shiva, and His stamp should remain eternally because He gives the imperishable throne of the kingdom of Bharat. He makes Bharat into heaven. But because not knowing the Father, people of Bharat are making many mistakes. No one knows Shiva Baba and what He does. They don't even understand the meaning of Shri Jayanti. No one except the Father has this knowledge. He's now telling us, have mercy for others as well as for yourself. The teacher is teaching you. This is His mercy for you. He says, I am the teacher and I am teaching you. In fact, this place should not be called Pathshala, school, but because it is a big university, it should be called university, not school. And this is where the Father grants salvation to the whole world. There should only be one university. And this is where everyone passes into liberation and liberation in life. That is, they attain peace and happiness. And this is the universe. This is why Baba says, don't be afraid. He is saying that the Father establishes a kingdom for the whole universe. He is establishing deity kingdom at this most auspicious, elevated confluence age. And this kingdom, golden age, kingdom of Virama, is called the day, and the kingdom of Ravan is called the night. He sits here and explains to us at the most auspicious confluence age that we are receiving this knowledge and making effort to become the most elevated. We have no connection with vicious and impure human beings. We have not reached our karmatit stage, and this is why our hearts become attracted to karmic accounts with the relationships. But in order to be karmatit, we need this pilgrimage of remembrance. The Father says, you are the souls, and you should have so much love for the Supreme Father. Say, oh, Baba is teaching us. No one has this enthusiasm. Since we understand that Shiv Baba is talking to us souls, taking us home, there should be attraction and happiness. We can only have attraction when we stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. But if there is a rust, the needle can't be pulled. Each of us needles, Baba is calling us needles today, can understand that we will be attracted when we become completely pure. That isn't that pull at this time because we are covered in rust. But when we stay in pilgrimage of remembrance a great deal, our sins can be burnt away. Baba says, consider yourselves to be souls and remember the Father. When souls forget to have remembrance, they become rusty. And this is why there isn't any pull or even love. Once rust is removed, there will be love and happiness. The faces will remain cheerful. Only those who have good remembrance of the Father would have love for Him. And Father is also attracted to such a child. He will say, this child does very good service and also stays in yoga. So the Father showers that child with love. Father says, keep your charts so that your rust can be removed. If you want to become Sattva Pradhan from Tamo Pradhan, you have to remove the rust. And Baba says, unless the rust is removed, you will be unable to come to me. So, first of all, be concerned about removing this rust from yourself. The bestower of salvation for all is only one, and He establishes heaven. And then we have to go down. But the important thing is that no one but the Father can purify us. He reminds us of our home is the land beyond sound, which is Nirvana. It is only at this one most elevated confluence age that the Father comes here. And that's when the souls become clean with His knowledge and then go into liberation and liberation in light. But the ones who make effort to be clean now will then rule. Baba says you have to become benefactors. Give the introduction of the Father and the creation. When the needle is soaked in paraffin, the rust is removed. So the rust is removed from souls too by staying in remembrance of the Father. Otherwise it means there is no attraction or love for the Father. There is such a vast difference between the company of those who are rusty and the company we have as souls. The Father comes simply to remove the rust. It is only by having remembrance of Him that we become pure. We have been covered in a lot of rust for half a cycle. Father is the magnet who says, now remember me. The more yoga your intellects have with me, the more the rust will be removed accordingly. First of all, there is a very small tree of deities in the New World, in the Golden Age, and then the tree grows. But for that, your kingdom is being prepared here. Everything depends on you and how you study. Everything depends on how much you follow Father Srimad. So when your intellect's yoga is diverted outside, you become rusty. So before coming here, settle all your karmic accounts, die alive, and then you'll be able to come to me. Baba says, you know that you have now received the company of the truth. You have to become pure and also teach others. You are given so many easy points which can instantly sit in someone's intellect. But Baba says at this time, you no longer have your sovereignty. So when we have sovereignty over ourselves, we can rule in the future. When there was deity sovereignty, it was called heaven. But for that, make an effort to remove rust. Baba says you have to check your character and see what you are doing day and night. And Baba gives method for that. While cooking and making chapatis in the kitchen, stay in remembrance. When you go touring, stay in remembrance. But Father knows everyone's stage. So don't listen to any gossip, but stay in remembrance. So many things Baba said in regards to removing rust for Baba's pilgrimage of remembrance and his blessing today. May you have the determination to cultivate the fruit on infertile land and become an embodiment of success. In any situation, to become embodiment of success, you need to have gathering of determination and love. This determination enables fruit to be cultivated on an infertile land. Just as the scientists try to grow fruit in sand, same way we give the water of love. And with the power of silence, we make the fruit appear. By having determination, we can ignite the lamp of hope in those who are disheartened, because when we have courage, we receive Father's help. Slogan today: constantly continue to move along while considering yourself to be God's valuable property. Amanat is the Hindi word, and there will be spirituality in your action. When we think of ourselves to be valuable property of God, we are acting the way He wants us to in His step. Avyakt Signal, again Baba reminds us, just like yesterday, to be a charioteer. What it means is to be a soul-conscious soul, because each soul is a charioteer of their body. Brahma Baba became number one by practicing this, and he achieved magical success, Siddhi. Therefore, follow the Father. The Father enters the body and controls it in Brahma's body. That is, he becomes the charioteer. He doesn't become subservient to that body. This is why he remains loving and detached. So, when we are the charioteer of our own body, we naturally become a detached observer and remain immune to any effects of Maya in whatever we do, whatever we see and hear. So let us remind ourselves to keep this practice of detached observer by becoming that charioteer of this body, and remind ourselves that we are that valuable property of God, Amanat. Om Shanti.